Welcome to Street Apologist Live, your favorite urban apologetics show? I hope so. Anyways, this is the program where we serve the underserved and look into the overlooked. My name is Vocab Malone. I'm your host, broadcasting out of Phoenix, Arizona, where the time is about 7:53. The date is Sunday, February 23, 2020. And got everything set up nice and smooth. I'm feeling it. I'm digging it. Sounding and looking good, hopefully. Anyways, how you feeling tonight? We are going to be discussing tonight in this live stream, probably run about 2 hours tonight is my guess, the Hebrew Israelites 400-year false prophecy. I released a video recently, specifically on Fridays, for a special event we called 400 Years Friday. And I'm trying to do my best to explain it, to break this prophecy down. And we're going to do a little bit more of that tonight, as well as playing a response video. That's right. These guys can't stop talking about it. So we're going to play a very fantastic response video, and I'm very excited about that. And for now, let's get into the show, ladies and gentlemen. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go! All right, things starting off with a boom. Welcome again, and be sure to, hit that like button and be sure to share this. Looks like one of the individuals that we discussed in the video that dropped Friday, and shout out to everybody who watched it, but especially shout out to everybody who played it. We had 20 different YouTube channels play it on their channels in a successive line, like boom, 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 boom. Premiere train all day Friday. Went into the wee hours of the night. Started at 4 p.m., fittingly enough, right? And it was cool. It was good to be in the live chat. It was good. So now we've got one of the individuals who we spoke about in the premiere, and we're going to talk about tonight as well. Look at some of his writings and things like that. Dante Fortune. So if you're looking here, all right, let me help you out. Boom, 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 boom. See right about here. Follow my thumb. Oops. I can't do it. It's backwards. How's it go? Okay, I gotta get further. And I gotta turn my elbow this way? No, that's not right. Man, this is weird. There has to be a better way to do it. Anyways, it's harder than it looks. But see above where right below where my hand is hovering, right there, that's Dante Fortune, right? He's a Hebrew Israelite author, blogger, used to kind of be a Christian apologist, I guess, does some radio shows, stuff like that. He's not a one-Wester, unlike Tahar, who's pictured there as well. He would be called a moderate, although I don't think they call themselves that. They don't really have a term. They just say they're Hebrew Israelites, whatever. But anyway, Dante was one of the people promoting some version of the 400-year false prophecy, right? And so there on the thumbnail, which created by Bry from the Shy, says False Prophecy Club, newest member, Dante Fortune. Next to Joseph Smith, David Koresh, Charles Taze Russell, the Heaven's Gate guy, and of course Tahar because of his 1999 deal. So Dante, thank you for the super chat, and let's put his comment on the screen. Super chat deserves at least that. Let me bring this down a little bit here. Make this comment a little bit shorter, and then put it right about here, and let's see what he has to say. All right. By the way, it looks like he himself is going live in about 3 minutes. Maybe somebody can jump over there and let me know what's going on over there while we do this premiere. Interesting times, right? Interesting times. You can have nice, healthy theological dialogues back and forth. No one gets hurt, and hopefully God's word comes forth, and truth shines forth in the end. Dante says this: watching you lynch black men. Okay. In your Boom Boom videos for white Christian entertainment has been very helpful in pushing black people further away from your cult. Thanks, hashtag oops LOL. Amazing. Amazing. Now, this is why we have to do this program. The Hebrew Israelites are an unhealthy bunch. Spiritually unhealthy, doctrinally unhealthy, and I gotta say it, mentally unhealthy. Some serious, serious issues, right? Whenever you disagree with them theologically, what Dante and I have, and also Teo and Mr. Blacktastic and the two authors that I quoted. Remember, I didn't just talk about these guys. I quoted two books who also promoted this 2019 prophecy. You got to go back and watch the video if you know what I'm talking about. So I quoted a number of Hebrew Israelite sources, and there's somebody I'm missing. Well, I didn't quote Sister E, but, I'm going to play some of her tonight as well. So all those folks, what we have here is a doctrinal disagreement. We have a Bible interpretation disagreement. But since they're weak in that area, since they can't just stay in the text, they have to resort to name-calling, fear-mongering, paranoia-based accusations. And this is a perfect example. Now, I put the comment on the screen out of respect to him, you know what I mean? He did a super chat, and he's here, so, hey, that's all good. I wouldn't mind having him come on the show. I think he's about to do a show of his own, but if you'd like to come on, just let me know. And what an amazing thing saying that I am lynching black men in the boom boom room. That's the videos that David Wood and I do, where David is a different character. He helps them be producer on his channel. And I'm the Muhammad character, and then we go back and forth with different individuals who we take on, and we have all kinds of guests on there. Very few who would be, I think there's 3, maybe 4. Well, 2 of them haven't come out yet. Very few who would be black characters that I'm interacting with as Muhammad. So that's strange enough, right? But here we go for white Christian entertainment. We got a really diverse audience here. Dante doesn't seem to understand or recognize that, but we've been blessed here. We have a diverse audience. It is not a white Christian audience. There's white Christians up in here, but that's not all it is. In fact, if you look at the core, Dante, if you must know, Don is Jamaican, so they're Jamaican Canadian. Carm, she's Puerto Rican. Nate, he is Asian, he's Chinese American, and then Rox B, I mean, she's cool. There's your one white person out of the core 4 million people who help this channel run. And then if you expand it out further, I just whatever. But, it's been very helpful in pushing black people further away from call. If there's no black folks interested in what I'm doing, Dante, then why are you interested in what I'm doing? You know what I'm saying? I think you know that people are listening to truth, black and white alike. Okay, he's got another super chat. It says, OMG, can't believe you posted it. I'm such a fan now. Thanks for the shout out. Dante, if you were like this more often, things could be a lot cooler. You know what I mean? Like, you're kind of being funny here. You're showing your sense of humor. And you see that I can be real laid back. Like, I'm just after truth. You guys make all kinds of accusations, which I'm going to play right now. So it's just like, whatever. J-Rod the Damager. Interesting name. Shout out to you for that. It says, address the stones vocab? I don't know what you're talking about something totally different. No, we're not talking about that tonight. No, you give your evidence. I know the stone story. It's ridiculous. Why don't you share the actual evidence? Don't just tell me what you think these things mean. These stones in Puerto Rico. You actually show me that you can demonstrate that's what they are, and then explain the thesis behind what the evidence supposedly is. Don't just say address the stones. You haven't even put up an argument. Black Angel says, Vocab, how many black Hebrew Israelites exist? Do you have a number? According to some stats in America, 1.8 million people identify or are sympathetic to Hebrew Israelism. Sympathetic, the number would increase. All right, so anyways. Okay, so that's enough for that. And Dante says, in regards to the super chat, he says, he earned it. I want to learn how to kill black people for views like him. See, it's tough, man, because, you show a sense of humor and you seem cool 1 second. And then you go and post something like this, Dante. It doesn't have to be like this. You want to make it like this. And so, the thing is, I don't talk about myself very often, about my characters and traits. It can be narcissistic real quick, but let me just say something. I'm just able to handle it. What I mean is I can handle the smoke. I've been dealing with one Westers who are a lot nastier than you in some ways. I'm not going to stop. You know, I'm not afraid. And when I do get afraid, God, he gives me the courage and strength to continue on. And the mockery and the things people getting into your person, it's not going to faze me. You know what I mean? And so you coming at me like this, you just got to understand it's just not going to work. And there's been a number of times people have tried to do this kind of thing where they make it just a racial issue, try to prove that I'm racist and all this kind of stuff, because that's really all you've got left. It just hasn't worked, and it's not going to work. I just got to tell you, God's people are smarter than that. You got to give them more credit than this. You know what I'm saying? Julius Williams says, I am Vocab Malone. I want to rap like this unique group of people, but I will not acknowledge what makes them unique. The Hebrew Israelites are in the house. God bless you guys. God bless you guys, for real. All right. Oh, what's up, K-Dub? How you doing, man? Yeah, 400 years fortune, as K-Dub is saying. Okay, let's get right into this. So here's what's going to happen. Let me break it down real quick here, all right? Let me break this down real quick, okay? The 400-year prophecy has been floating around for a while now, and no one can really deny that. I did a video explaining it, as well as different views, as well as problems it has as far as like fulfillment claim, and I brought up some people who had promoted it and the stuff they said about it. I put their words on the screen in this 20-minute video that I did on Friday. I even played video clips. I quoted from books, so multimedia types of sources, and explained it as best I could and the problems with it. And the next day I did a video on false prophets and what the Bible says about that. So it's a very complete tandem going together, right? Sister E hosted a panel. Sister E is considered to be a modern Hebrew Israelite, makes a lot of appearances on Brother Berean's channel. Shout out to Brother Berean, you know what I'm saying? And I haven't really watched Sister E's stuff except for when she's on Berean, but I watched her because the deal had my name in the title, right? So watch that, and it says vocab and 400 years Friday and all this stuff. So I watched the whole thing. It was like 2.5 hours long, right? 2.5 hours long. Watch it all, and I picked out multiple parts. Now I'm going to play these parts. I got about 20 minutes worth of clips, and I just want to tell you, and notice, they don't play the video or quote from it, not even one time, in a 2.5 hour panel, supposedly as a response video to what I did. They play the video or quote the 0 times. And everybody knows I don't go after people for copyright content and anything like that. I don't do that. And so because of that, there's really no fear. And besides, you're allowed to play stuff for fair use. You know what I'm saying? So even if I did, it wouldn't even be a problem. But they just don't play it. You know, they're not really putting in work, to be honest. Hey, shout out to Paisan, Tony Tabano. Hey. All right. So now what I'm going to do here is I'm going to play multiple clips from this, and we're going to discuss them. We're going to find out, what are we dealing with? So these are not camp members. These are not people who stand on the street corner. These are people who write books. These are people who do live streams. These are people who speak in a different way, have somewhat different theology. So you got to understand that in regards to the types of Hebrew Israelites we're dealing with here. But the arguments are still pretty bad. And I say that with all due respect, okay? So I'm gonna show you guys this. And this is a follow-up to the 400 years fiasco, because they made a follow-up video. I think it's best in their best interest to stop talking about it, because it looks bad, this 400 years thing. I don't know why they persist. I can't say how long I'm gonna keep on responding to it, but for now I am, because this video had enough stuff that we need to discuss. So this is gonna be a case exercise in Hebrew Israelite responses, and it shows how the moderates' responses aren't much better than one Westers. The main difference is they yell a little bit less and they don't swear as much. So with that, let's watch the first clip.
So I know a lot of you are going to say, you know what, Teo, why are y'all even answering this guy? Why are y'all wasting your effort, your energy to talk about vocab, right? Because.
So right away, vocab. Now, who is this guy? It's, I don't know his name, but he says Teo, but it's Teotw. That's the End of the World Ministries, okay? So I was on his channel, And at 8:20 in this particular video, I actually played the clip of 8:21. I played the clip in my 20-minute video, and I put his Freudian slip where he says, I don't believe most of it is being fulfilled. And he says, actually, I believe most of it is being fulfilled. I recognize he made a slip, but I played both, right? I played the complete thing. And here, I'm being a little spicy. I put 8:21 as the real truth, because in the video that I'm commenting on, he says, no, it's not being fulfilled. And then he says, come on, debate on Sister E's channel. Don't do a drive-by. And I say, and he says, I know you've been running from Dante Fortune for months, so I do not expect a coward to debate us. You cannot defend your belief. Teo Ministries. What's your name besides Teo Ministries? Do you even have a nickname handle? Do you ever show your face? My point is, who's the coward? You're hiding behind computer screens. And obviously, your name, you're not Teo. So who's the coward? Like, do you go out in public? You know what I mean? What is this? And I said, would you like to debate on the 400 years prophecy being fulfilled then? Now notice, what are we discussing? I'm reading what's on the comment section here. This is him playing this. This is his PowerPoint. See what's on top? He wrote that. What is being discussed in this video? What is the back and forth about? It's about the 400 years prophecy. So it makes sense to say, okay, are you going to be willing to debate it? Then he says, we'll have two debates. Oh, really? First, proof of who we are. Second, 400-year prophecy. Why not just debate the 400-year prophecy? There's been so many debates between Christians and Hebrew Israelites about, quote, who you are. A ton. Why can't you debate the 400-year prophecy? What's the deal? I've debated that question or variations of that question a bunch of times. But you want to debate the same old thing? These dudes. Watch this.
When evil lifts his ugly head, you need to confront it. And he's a liar, and he's evil. So, if you don't know, okay, Vocab attacked many people within the Hebrew Israelite community who believe in the 400-year prophecy. Now, what he said is that the 400-year...
Notice this indicates there's people who believe in some version of this 400-year prophecy. You know, I'm not making stuff up. There's a 400-year prophecy. So he's saying I attacked him. Look, it's a disagreement. You can say I attacked you, but I'm attacking your doctrine. I didn't call you a liar and all. Notice right away he began calling me vocrap and all that. Now I can handle it. It's like whatever. You know, if that's what you got, that's what you got. But notice, everything is personal with these guys. Why isn't it that I'm just disagreeing with this idea you have about a 400-year prophecy when supposedly the curses end and captivity is over? Or this other version you seem to be promoting, which is that's when a bunch of judgment's going to be happening. Either version, yours or Dante 400 Years Fortunes, it's dead in the water. That's why you won't debate it.
Prophecy failed.
Yes, it did.
He included Teo in that.
Yes, I did.
He included Minister Dante Fortune in that. He showed his book. Now, as you know, context is everything, right? I can say...
That's interesting. He says context is everything. How many times did they play the context of any of my video? None.
I can say you said something out of context and it's a lie. And that's what he did, and that's what he does. Now, as you all can see, okay, this is a chat that Vocab had under one of my 400-year videos, the 400-year picture puzzle. So, as you notice...
Notice he's got multiple videos. He says one of my videos on the 400 years, you know? But yet he won't debate it. Why not? Why won't you just debate this 400-year prophecy? State what it is. State that you have evidence that it's coming to pass. State why exegetically you think it's even a thing. Tell us. What's up? Be a man.
Minute mark 8:21, he said that's real true, because that's where I did a little flub right there when I misquoted what I wanted to say, right? So he included that in his video. So if you want to know what Teo believes, why would you include the piece where I did a little flub? An obvious flub, because I corrected myself.
Which I also included. I included both parts. So what's the problem?
And as you can see from here, I said, come on and debate on Sister E's channel. Don't do a drive-by.
Notice, it's not his channel. It's Sister E's channel. we're debating this is on his channel. Why is Sister E the place to go? I don't really understand that. Really, if anything, he should come on here. It makes sense to get the most amount of promotion for it as possible, doesn't it?
I know you've been running from Dante for months. Dante has been trying to get that dude to debate him forever. And you know what? He runs away like the woman he is.
So how different are these guys than one Westers, really? He runs away from it like the woman he is. Notice this guy won't debate the 400 years prophecy, and yet he does this same thing, right? The same thing. You're not gonna fluster me. It just ain't gonna happen. But women, listen to this. They are insulting a man by calling a man a woman, right? But how many insults for just in this opening clip? We're only 2 minutes into the beginning of this video, and this is how it begins. And would Dante 400 years fortune? Dante, are you willing to debate the 400-year prophecy? Someone should go over there right now because he's premiering a video, right? I'm not going to watch it or play it because I know that he is the kind of guy who would try to do copyright stuff because he threatens to sue people before, specifically faithful to God. Ask him, are you willing to debate vocab on the 400 years prophecy? Not some other topic, not an additional topic, nothing else. Debate that. There's enough there to debate that. Why not? Hebrew Israelites don't like to get specific, do they?
Okay. Vocab says, would you like to debate if the 400-year prophecy is being fulfilled then? I said, we will have 2 debates. First, proof of who we are. Second, the 400-year prophecy. Now, you want to know what happened after that? Crickets.
he worked on timing just right. This is his PowerPoint. Again, this is a guy who he doesn't show his face. He doesn't give out a name, not even a nickname. Teo Ministries, which is weird because there's a T in there. I guess the T is silent, much like the one in Apostle, right? Oh man, this dude, man. So I'm not being silent now. I'm not gonna go back to your comment board forever, bro. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna do that forever. But again, would you debate the 400 years prophecy? We've already got the answer. You won't do it.
Crickets. You know why? Because he don't want to touch who we are. The evidence is overwhelming that we are the true Hebrew Israelites of the Bible. So
notice these guys. They say, you always try to come after who we are. Then when I want to talk about something else, a 400-year prophecy, they want to debate who we are. They're the ones always wanting to talk about who you are. And no, the evidence is not good. Seriously. Oh my goodness. The evidence, it's kind of like what evidence, bro, to be honest with you. This is why you call people names,
He runs away and decides to go do the 400-year himself. Why? You know why he wanted to do the 400-year prophecy discussion? Because it's left up to personal interpretation.
Then how would you ever know if it's fulfilled if that's the case?
So he can say it doesn't mean what it says. He can say
what says? What even Bible verse are you talking about? I'm serious. Teo, if that's the name you're going to go by, Teo. What is the verse you're talking about that says there is a prophecy that Black Americans will be in some kind of captivity in America for 400 years? What says? See, the thing is, the 400-year prophecy is not even a prophecy. It's bad extrapolation of a couple verses thrown together that have nothing to do with how they try to apply it. That's why they don't want to buy it. It's really, really bad work these guys do. Really bad. It's so bad, the one Westers denied the 400-year prophecy. They knew it was a bad look.
I believe this. He can take this out of context. If you watch his video, he said Acts 7 proves his point. But no.
That's not what I said. See, they can't even quote me right. I said they ignore seeming confirmation in Acts 7. That's the exact phrase I used because I wrote this out. I said seeming or possible confirmation. I believe I say possible confirmation. Excuse me. Possible confirmation. Similar idea. That's what I said. Seeming confirmation, possible confirmation. So, and then I admitted there's some back and forth. I said, to be fair, caveat, you know what I mean? There's some back and forth about the stay of the sojourn of the Israelites in Exodus. And then I said there's going to be an article, which I forgot to link to, but I've linked to it now. So if you watch the video, the 400 Years Friday video that dropped, if you notice the very first comment, it's pinned to Jack Riggs' 1971 article that lays out the articles in a scholarly, clear way. And so it is now on there. It's pinned. It's a top comment. So you can read the article for yourself. But these guys.
7 proves my point.
All right, so here's the next one, which I say, let the backpedaling begin. All right, so here's the deal with that. These guys never very clearly defined what the 400-year prophecy was. They just never did it. They would say things like, I believe that's when the captivity will end or the curses will end. That's what you get out of Dante. And I showed the parts from his blogs on this. I showed it on the screen and quoted him. They would sometimes say everything. Dante one time implied there's going to be a change in perception of people towards Israel. Teo seems, in accordance with his name, to have more of an apocalyptic vision of what the 400 years prophecy was supposed to mean. So if you notice in this video, he's going to talk about there's pestilence and famine and things like that, right? That's the kind of stuff he'll say. But then they'll say, well, it's just my interpretation. I don't know. Yes, something big is going to happen. That kind of thing, you know? So check out what he says here. Look at this, people. This dude is fake. J-Rod, you're off topic and you're kind of irritating with the insults. Let's put J-Rod on timeout. Go ahead and put J-Rod. Even though I really like your name, bro, you get a good name, you just can go ahead and time out. Come back, try to be fruitful in the discussion, please. Here we go. Let's watch this. Shout out to Phil Fox and Fred Sanford in the house. And Assyrian Relief and Elizabeth.
I know for sure that Dante never said a date, but stated.
Never said a date. I showed on the screen where he specifically talked about 2019. 2019 is a date. It's not a date in the sense of Tuesday, September, such and such, but it's a year. A year is a date. What is he saying? Dante talked about 2019. I showed it on the video. Go watch the 400 Years Friday video that came out Friday on the channel. It's 20 minutes long. You see Dante's own blogs where he speaks about 2019 a number of times. And even if he didn't, we have the book, which talks about the last 400 years. He talks about the last Juneteenth. What do you mean you didn't? What do you mean? 2019 is a date. Set a date. What do you mean?
That it could be the end of the curse. I, for one...
That what could be the end of the curse? He said a date. He said 2019, I believe, will be the end of the curses. By the way, I'm going to ask this 1,000 times. Teo, if you supposedly identify who's an Israelite by their ability to fulfill the curses upon their life, if the curses are going to end in 2019, how will you identify the Israelites after 2019? Again, let me say it this way. If the curses end in 2019, Dante 400 Years Fortune, then from then on, how will you identify who's an Israelite? Because they'll no longer be cursed according to your own twisted logic. What you gonna do? Catch 22. Curses end, identified by the curses. You can't have both. What are you gonna do? Bro, haven't you thought this through?
That I believe that the curses will end somewhere between 2019 and 2020.
So Teo, he's just biting the bullet here. It's like, don't you understand how bad this looks? I believe the curses will end sometimes between 2019 and 20. Just stop talking about it. Just kind of, just quietly slouch away. But he just can't stop talking about it. So here we are playing about it.
The second Exodus could occur. No, could occur.
Second Exodus. But you're saying it's the second Exodus. So if you didn't say it's possibly the second Exodus, so it is, then what options do you have? And all this could maybe language doesn't make sense when you keep on date setting. This is like they want to be prophetic without really being prophetic. At least Tahar in the 90s gave you the amount of days before America would end. At least he did that. He was wrong, super wrong, but at least they bit the bullet. These guys, man.
That will occur. I still believe that August 2020 is a good target from what I see.
Dante didn't date set, but let me date set. It could be August 2020, just like I said in the video.
However, as I've stated countless times, I'm not God. I make no predictions. This is my viewpoint from what I see. It is more akin to a brainstorming session for those of you in IT, technology. We have brainstorming sessions. That's what this is. I knew that
You brainstorm before you come out with the release. You brainstorm before you come out with the product. The brainstorming is the end, not on your PowerPoint side giving dates. Brainstorming session. Like I said, let the backpedaling begin.
Minded individuals like Vocab Malone and Faithful to God would try to call it out as a false prophecy. Is that not what he just did? UA lies all of the time. Yet
UA is urban apologetics. So if you ever see someone say the UA community, they're generally not speaking. They're generally speaking not a one Wester. All right, this is generally the product of the so-called moderates. You know, look at this, guys. This is fun stuff, but it's sad. Shout out to BK Apologist and Rachel and Strive and Old Hickory, and shout out to Bizman.
For some reason, people follow these jokers. So he just did it.
Some of you people follow these jokers. Again, they're going to say later in the video, we don't call people clowns. And yet, they're calling us jokers. I mean, what is that?
Again, he took me out of context. Now, if he was an honest scholar, would he not have introduced my introduction?
Introduced his introduction. It's funny. They want me to play more of their videos than I did in my 20-minute video, but how many segments of my video in their 2.5-hour rant did they play? Zero. Goose egg. Zilch. Nada. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah, these guys.
He says that we backpedal. No, we never backpedal. I did a teaching on the 400 years at least a year ago. Here's the introduction or caveat from that one. Why didn't Vocab show this warning?
So let's go to the next clip. So you're getting the idea of this, right? We're going to the next clip here. Now, I lose track of who's saying what, but these guys are funny. They call coward, yet they use my real name. And then this is the first time. Later on, they do the same thing. I don't even know who's speaking exactly right here, but listen to the level of interaction you get on this program. Sister E, you seem like a nice person. You do. You seem nicer than most of your panel. And most of your panel seems like people who would be nice if they weren't in Hebrew Israelism. I bet if they would turn to the Lord, it'd be all love, right? But this is the kind of nonsense you get when you deal with these guys. And what are we supposed to do with this? It's a shame. Watch this.
He's a liar. I told you that before. He's a liar. And the people that's following him are being deceived. Now, you all need to look at what the video that Dante Forson did on John Mark Reiser. Hi, right? Anyway.
Now, I don't know why he did that. I actually did not understand. Somebody maybe help me understand. I'm going to replay that. What was that all about?
Forson did on John Mark Reiser. Hi, right? Anyway, I digress. Sorry about that.
Doesn't that sound like a serial killer name, though?
Yep.
Three-letter name?
John Mark Reiser. So,
Vocab and half-truths, crafty like the snake. I mean, you know what's sad? There are actual people in churches getting led astray by this craziness. So, you know, I'm gonna come against this because this is bad. They got bad teaching, bad responses, bad attitudes, bad. We're gonna come against it, man. We're not gonna stop, you know? So you can call us names, you can do whatever, but Nick says that's a good-looking snake.
has half-truths. Crafty like a snake. He's crafty, family.
Thank you. I'll take that as a compliment. Means, now, listen to this. So here he's going to accuse you guys watching the video, putting thumbs up, you guys, of being a racist. Many of you are a racist, according to Teo. Here we go. Check this out. Should be interesting.
Vocab Malone is a minister of unrighteousness. You don't believe
the verse, you know, my face is on the screen here. Let me put this down a little bit. I mean, it's the verse talking about Satan. You know what I'm saying? This dude is like saying, hey, look, he disagrees with us on our false prophecy. He's satanic. I mean, look at this, man.
Because many of you all are racist. You don't believe me because if the Negro is the true Hebrew Israelites of the Bible, you and your descendants have a payment coming. Okay, I haven't taught on that yet, but you have a payment coming.
Notice this dude sounds just like a one Wester. You got payment coming. You know what I'm saying? Calling people the devil if you disagree with their false prophecies and call them out on it. Talking about, hey, you know, about to, you know, you guys about to get it because of what so and so did. You know, I mean, Satan. You know, how is this much different from what we get with One West? And like, he accuses everybody of being a racist if they rock with me. I mean, for real. Here's what's good. These guys are clueless about what's really happening in urban apologetics. They're kind of making up the story of their own advising, but it's good because it puts them out of touch, meaning they can't really strategically come up with the right tactics about how to really deal with what's happening, because they rather live in this comfortable fantasy land about this idea of a bunch of white racists are the only people paying attention to this. And now black folks are just scattering because of Dante 400-year fortunes and Teo's amazing videos. That's the story they're telling themselves. Like, they really are. That's totally delusional. And I'm okay with it, though, because if they're that out of touch and that's what they really think is happening, that's cool, because they cannot effectively strategize a way to really combat our responses to their bad exegesis. And that's why they're doing this. That's why.
Okay, so you don't want to deal with it because you don't want to have to pay the price.
Notice, it's all calling people's motivations into questions. You don't want to deal with the fact of who we are, because then you realize, I mean, really? Why not just deal with the 400? Notice this is a video on the 400-year prophecy, and what has he really got into in regards to it? Not much at all. None of us have time to attack them. This is where they try to act like they're all innocent. None of us have time to attack them, and yet the whole video is filled with them attacking us. Oh boy, here we go. None of us have time to attack them.
These guys, they wanna have dialogue.
So this is her screen. This is Sister E speaking. I'm gonna turn her up a little bit, and this is her perspective on me and the Urban Apologist.
But the way that they want to carry themselves and they want to have dialogue is in the manner of the camp.
This sister just said the way we want to have dialogue is in the manner of the camps. While she just played, now, because all these clips I'm playing are in chronological order. She just played this dude calling me a devil, a snake, vocrap, and yet she's saying we want to dialogue in the manner of the camps. I mean, for real? And the dude says, I ran away like the woman I am. For real? Who sounds like a camp here?
In most cases. And I know someone that I done gave somebody some content for this weekend, so we know what's gonna happen this weekend. So
she's talking about Sister Cherry. She's saying, oh, now I've given you content, so, I'm giving you content, Cherry. It's so funny. These folks talk bad, grimy, greasy, slimy, sloppy, nasty. All about the church all the time. Christians that don't know nothing, who don't read their Bibles, who don't study, pastors who are ignorant. You know, this is all they talk about, right? Julius, all due respect to you, why are you telling me to call you in the middle of my live stream? Like, what in the world, man? Strange, man. Like, real strange. Especially, you're kind of being a punk in the live. You're not really being a cool. Why do I want to call you, bro? Like, weird, man. Tell me why. What was going on? So, let's continue on here.
I just finna chop our video up. So go ahead, sister girl, chop our video up.
So she's talking about Cherry. Go ahead, sister girl, chop our video up. Now, it's funny. I'm not going to play their 2.5 hour video, so I'm editing out clips, but I'm playing long sections, yet they don't play anything of ours. But these folks act like we're talking about them all the time. They talk about the church, and when we come around in response, it's like they act like the sky is falling. Come on.
And
now.
I'm going to call it out. You have people like Faithful to God, Cherry Love, G-Man, all these individuals that have a tendency to attack us, but we're not attacking them.
What?
I don't attack them. None of us have time to attack them.
None of us have time to attack them. And then she turns around and say everything we do is about a money thing. Watch this. Watch this. After she said she doesn't have time to attack us. What is this if not an attack? Come on, Sister E. Come on.
They come in there, attack us, and then be disrespectful, and then say, "Oh, let's have a conversation." No, we're not. It's like slapping me in my face and then saying, "Let's be friends and let's talk." No. They don't want to do this. This doesn't make money for them. It's a
wait. Which way is it? And also, Didn't Dante invite us to debate on your platform? But you're saying, what is happening here? You guys got to get your story straight.
Money thing for them. If they can attack us, they got content. They're able to make money. It's a money game with this. None of us are making money off of this.
Dante Fortson, all those books he's slanging. And the thing is, I don't hate. You guys don't understand. It's cool to produce content and products that people want to buy that help people. You know what I mean? So if Dante writes good books and people buy them, more power to him. But like, he's selling books. I don't know what you're talking about, but I don't hate on that. The Bible says don't muzzle the ox. Now, these aren't really Bible teachers. These are false teachers for the most part, that, you know. But like, if you got your stuff straight and you wanted to sell books, okay. It doesn't, what is this? There's no attacking. It's a money thing for them.
All of us got jobs that we have to go to.
Well, Sister E, so do I. K-Dub knows. K-Dub, whenever we talk, I'm doing my job. Please don't say what it is, by the way, K-Dub. Just you know, don't want to do specifics. And I know K-Dub's job because we talk to each other when we have breaks at work. We have jobs too. We do this because we think it's important, Sister E. But we're thankful for the support that we get from the saints. And if you have a problem with that, I'm sorry. And there's Rox B dropping it. Rox B, it's just a money thing. You're proving their point. Shout out to you, Rox B. Much love, seriously.
Income is not this. We're doing this because we have a call to do this. But ask these dudes, how much money y'all make off of this? It's y'all money. It's y'all bread and butter. So to talk about me and talk about you, Jacob, and talk about the whole family itself, that's how they make money. That Snapchat is how they eat.
Now, she said Snapchat. She means Super Chat. And thank you again, speaking of Super Chat, for Rox B to the Super Chat. Let me break down Super Chats here. First of all, they're good for your channel because it makes Google like you better. Google changed their rules recently. Google owns YouTube to say they can delete channels that are not profitable now if they want. They never said that stuff before. That's messed up that Google would say that. Google was actually saying if your channel's not profitable, we can delete you. That would eliminate a lot of channels if they wanted to. So that means they could not like your content. They shout out to Servant of Christ. Everyone sub to him. Shout out to Liza J for all the promo, by the way. Shout out to you. They could not like your content and then delete you and say it's just because your channel is not profitable for the company. That's a new rule they put in there. And so actually the Super Chats are very helpful because they help you be able to have YouTube not be able to use the excuse that your channel is not profitable. It doesn't mean it still won't happen. They can still do all kinds of stuff. And they basically sponsor the show. So I used to do radio, and you'd have to sell airtime to be on the air because radio was very expensive. And I realized how much better live streaming was than radio. And so we transitioned over to this, and it basically, instead of getting sponsors, you know, eyeglasses or air conditioning repair, something like that, basically the audience sponsors the show directly. Again, this is healthy forms of capitalism at work. You can say it's not fair, this and that, but it is what it is. You don't have to do Super Chats if you don't want to. They're very helpful, though. They help me be able to not have to work as many hours at my day job. And then I spend time doing this. This show, I had to listen to a 2.5 hour show, edit out clips. It takes time, and the audience enables it to happen. If you don't like that, I'm sorry. Shout out to Liza J. Now everyone's doing Super Chats, two in a row. But it is what it is, you know. But listen to the contradiction nature of what she says. Check this out. Watch what she says here. Thank you again, Liza J. Man, you guys are killing it. Check this out.
Books and these conferences is how they eat. Is it about the ministry or is it about the money?
Books and conferences, how they eat. Dante's got a grip. And guess what? There's all kinds of conferences Hebrew Israelites do too, but I'm not hating on that. Julius, I said you were acting like a punk. I said it was, you know, you're saying all this messed up stuff. Like, you know, like a punk. You were being a punk, you know? I'm saying that's how you were acting, and then you want me to call you. I mean, it's true. You know, like, I think everyone else saw all the stuff you were saying, Julius. Doesn't mean we can't be friends. I'm just saying the way you were acting at the time, and then it's weird. You want me to call you. It's odd, man. Especially now. Come on. Hey, shout out to Vernon Brown in the live chat. I want to find out one day who's running this joint because it's pretty funny.
Because I don't have a Snapchat. I mean, I don't do Super Chat. I said Snapchat. I meant Super Chat. I don't do Super Chat. I don't think any of us. And if we do, guess what? We just doing it probably just for the sake of doing it. But it's
So she probably knows some of them do have super chats, which again, I don't hate on because I'm not about accusing people of their motivation. I'm about dealing with the facts. And she just said, well, if some of us do, we just do it just to do it. What does that even mean? Now, look, if you weren't coming after us saying I know for a fact, like, urban apologetics is not a gold mine. I'll just say that. And I'm not going to bash the church and say why, but whatever. It's funny, their motivations are pure as the driven snow. Those who disagree with them, according to Sister E, their motivations are all cynical and sinister. Whatever. A shout out to Rachel Z for the super chat. You guys are coming through. And shout out to Patrick Reed, who says, do not delete. I won't delete it, brother. I'm not going to delete you. All right, continue on with Sister E.
I'm trying to think of, this is a money-making thing. My question is this: what other content do you have?
Sister E. Number one, it's okay if I wanted to focus strictly on Hebrew Israelites. That's what specialists do, so that's okay. But Sister E, I put out a lot of videos. Tons of stuff on Islam. Lots of stuff, especially earlier on Jehovah's Witnesses, Mormons, Catholics, atheists, church history. But regardless, a shout out to Connor. Shout out to Connor for the super chat. And I feel you, man. Those are good questions to ask yourself. Thank you, Connor. But this is standard. She is literally saying what one Westers say. So this kind of diversion away from the actual facts is the 400-year prophecy. Notice we're spending time talking about super chats. Why aren't we talking about the 400-year prophecy, Sister E? That needs to be the topic. But very little of this 2.5-hour video is actually about the whole thing that my 20-minute video is about.
Other than Israelite content. I said this back in November. If it was not for us, what would y'all be talking about?
It wasn't for the church. You guys wouldn't have nothing to talk about because all you guys do is bash the church.
What would y'all be teaching?
Anything else they talk about wouldn't get any attention.
Yeah. When we talk about Islam, it doesn't get any attention. Full tongue in cheek.
Money.
Right?
Got that money.
I mean,
listen to this. This kind of nonsense response is so common. Listen to what this guy says.
I think the problem that they have is that the Israelites who are awakening, they are no longer following religion. They're not following seminary teaching no more. They're getting together in the Word together, and they're having Bible study and prayer with them and God, not with the pastor, not with the seminary teacher. They have a problem with that because now the former slaves are no longer under their control.
The Hebrew Israelites who leave a church, to the person speaking, do most of them leave black churches or white churches? If they're mainly leaving black churches, which I know they primarily are, what are you talking about? Under whose control? You can't make me in charge of black churches. What are you talking about? These guys are delusional. They literally have made up a narrative about reality. Hebrew Israelism is not healthy for your grasp on reality.
Former slaves are not going by Eurocentric doctrines anymore. The former slaves has risen up and said, you know what? We are his children, and he can speak to us directly himself.
Well, when he spoke to you directly in regards to the 400-year prophecy, you must have misheard.
Well, now they got a problem with it, so they want to try to get the slave back under bondage. They want to put that yoke back on his neck. They want him to go and follow master like a little good slave and go around and say, Yasim. That's what they want. But we don't say Yasim no more. You know why? Because we say we are kings. We say we are priests. We say we are royalty. And if you knew your history, you would know more about that, right?
Dante is back in the live chat. I wonder if his premiere is over. We'll have to check that out later. Dante says, the fact that you don't know what he's talking about tells us you don't know anything about black people. Read a history book. Oh, Dante. Oh, Dante. Perhaps you've missed the series I've been doing about 30 black Christians you should know, which is going to extend all the way into April. Perhaps you've been missing that. There's some new ones coming out this Wednesday, by the way. Maybe check it out, Dante. Dante, I know exactly what he's trying to talk about, because the very first time I dealt with Hebrew Israelites, this is literally the same thing that they tried to say. What I'm saying is, what they are trying to say with this narrative is delusional. It's an invented narrative about what's really happening. You want to make it in this grand scheme of things. What if the truth is, before you were confused and then you just got more confused? You didn't go from slavery to freedom. What if you're captive mentally by this delusional ideology you've embraced? Remember, you claim to be a Christian, so you said you were wrong before. Maybe you're wrong again. I don't know why you're so certain that you think you found the truth. I think it's because it makes you feel good, this version of a alt history you bought into. But seriously, man, seriously. Like, is this really the level? This is supposed to be their scholarly academic guys, you know? Come on, man.
You see, the problem y'all have is that y'all stuck in religion. Y'all stuck in the 20 years ago. 2015, almost 90-something% of the people who are Israelites, black Israelites, have awakened in 2015.
Shout out to Rocks B for the super chat. Dante says, I don't need you to teach me black history, LMAO. You just need someone to teach you some history, though, you know? Oh, my man John McCrae is in the live chat. Shout out to you, Dante. What do you mean? Everyone subbed to his channel, not like he needs any help. Dude is blowing up. But shout out to my man. And, oh, shout out to Brother George. Nice, nice. Now listen to this. This is where, again, I show, if you know what One West Hebrew Israelism is, and I don't have time to explain it all right now, we've got tons of videos on that, you start to see the similarities. And I'm not saying I say this exact same thing, but K-Dub, who's in the live chat, he says this. He wrote it earlier. He says all roads lead to One West. I know what he means by that. I know what he means by that. And it's stuff like this that I'm about to play, and it's exactly what he's saying. Yeah, that makes him say that. So... you know, a lot of us have been noticing this. We try to separate you out by saying moderates, and now you guys don't like it. You know, maybe you're not so moderate after all. You may not be one Westers, but seriously, you know? Okay, let's check this clip out. This is fascinating.
I'm telling you, this is what's coming. Scripture is clear. It's the judgment of the Gentiles. I'm not trying to make anyone scared. I'm trying to teach you truth and call you to repentance. You just can't benefit off the deeds, the evil deeds of your forefathers, and think that nothing's going to happen. Well, it wasn't me. Okay? I'm still taking that dirty money. I'm still benefiting from those murders that got.
Do you hear this? This is just like a One Wester. John McCrae, thank you, man. Seriously, shout out to you on that, man, for the super chat. And he says, congrats on the 20K, my dude. I guess it's a good place real quick. Let me put in a plug for this. Don't know if you guys know, but I told everyone when we hit 20K by popular demand, I would open up a store, like a little merch store. You know, we got about 12 or so items on there. I'm going to drop a couple more in there, courtesy of my man BK Apologist. And you can check it out. Maybe can someone drop the link in there, because the store just opened yesterday in celebration of the 20K that we hit, which is a blessing, you know what I mean? And so check out the merch store if you were interested, and if not, that's okay. But someone drop that link in the live chat, please.
Me that land. I'm not trying to make it right. I'm not speaking against it. I'm not even supporting the people who were offended.
So that's Yacoba. I don't really know who he is. But whoever Yacoba is, he's the one saying this now. So this is not Teo right now. It's Yacoba.
The greatest atrocity.
Wait.
That ever.
Or is it? See, it's confusing because it's switching. Well, maybe it is Teo. Now I'm confused. I don't know who's speaking, actually. Sorry about that.
Happened in the world. And everyone tells us to forget it.
Must have been Teo. Want dialogue without insults. This is what they say they want after all the insults they've been doing this whole show. Check this out.
Ground rules in the chat is be nice. No insults. Don't say get lost. Don't call somebody a clown. None of that.
Don't call someone a clown. Remember in the very beginning of the video, he said jokers?
We can have That's the purpose of this. We want to be able to have free dialogue.
I thought you guys didn't want dialogue, you said earlier. But see, it's just pure confusion. This 2.5 hour video on the channel of Sister E, I'm sorry, it was just so much confusion. They didn't really agree with each other on a lot of things. They were contradicting things they said earlier. It's just confusion, just like the 400-year prophecy, which is why I wanted to discuss it. To show that you promoting this 400-year prophecy is pure confusion. It shows you don't really know how to read the signs of the times like you claim you do. It shows not only that, but your exegesis is bad. You need some training. I'm serious. It also shows that you're overconfident in your abilities, and you make bad pronouncements based upon a total overconfidence that's really unjustified. And it shows that your grasp on history is shoddy because you try to weave this in and out of biblical prophecy history. Not so much. Some serious problems going on there with the Dante Fortson, Teo, Sister E, Mr. Blacktastic, and all the folks who follow him. It's bad news. And the racism is alive and well in there. They always, people from that channel, especially Dante's, always come over here calling me an Arab. They say, oh, you look like an Arab, or Arab. They say, well, like, for real. Real quick, let me put a content on the screen. My man, DJ Next, who was the one who got the sound as good as it is. I don't know if you guys appreciate how good the sound is, but that's because of DJ Next. He dropped a super chat with a question. VM, your critique of 400 years is very well thought out, and very respectful. What more do these people want? Congrats on 20K, my man. Thank you. And seriously, DJ Next, thank you for all the help. I don't know if I told you guys enough. DJ Next bought this new mic right here. He bought that mic. You can even hear the train in the background. You hear that? That's how dope this mic is. And this mixing board, which I showed. This is all DJ Next. So shout out to my man. And whenever I have a question, I call him and ask him. He's very, 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 very helpful. And I try to be respectful. Yeah, we made some jokes here and there, but, we're not calling people devils and clowns and all this,
Insults.
Read with the encryption key. Okay, now, again, this has nothing to do with the 400 years. I just need to express to you, everyone listening, don't get distracted. Listen to what I'm saying. Try to make the live chat, relevant to what's being discussed. I need to bring this back because I understand we can kind of get lost in the sauce here. This clip, like all the clips prior and all the clips I'm going to play after, are all from the same 2.5 hour response video to the video I dropped on the 400-year prophecy on Friday. Okay, I think they did it that Saturday, if I'm not mistaken, or maybe later Friday night. I forget which one it was. It was Friday. They did it on Friday, later on in the day. Okay, now, yet, where are they really discussing the video? They're discussing motivations. They're calling a bunch of people names, all this other. And now this guy shows a testimony of a white guy who supposedly read the Bible through for the second time. And when he read it, he started to realize that black folks were the Israelites. And this man actually refers to that knowledge or information as the encryption key to the Bible. And later on, Teo agrees with him. Everyone, I want you to stop and think. These folks teach that unless you believe black folks in America are actually Israelites, that you do not have the secret encryption key to the Bible. This is why this is such a dangerous false religion. Forget about all your 400-year false fraudulent prophecies for a second. Hermeneutics are just horrendous when it comes to Hebrew Israelites, even the non-one-Westers. I'm calling you out on it. You don't want to debate the 400 years. You want to debate other stuff. What's up? It's not an encryption key to the Bible. You guys are putting stumbling blocks in front of people from really knowing who the Lord is. And you playing this video of a white guy who supposedly accepts the truth, it's literally, it is a different gospel servant of Christ. You know why? Because these dudes say he's going to share his testimony. They say that. Share his testimony. Now, what is a testimony? It's a witness to who the Lord is and what he has done on the cross and what he's done in your life, right? That's a testimony. These dudes make a testimony when you realized and woke up to the fact of who black folks are. Watch this. I'm about to play a video right now, Jeremiah. You will see. So listen to this, okay? Watch carefully. Here we go. Here we go.
So I read it cover to cover. I still wasn't reading it with the encryption key, with the lens of who the true Hebrews are.
Now I'm going to rewind that. Go back a little bit. Now I need to explain it one more time. In the middle of this broadcast, okay, in the middle of the broadcast, 2.5 hours on 400-year prophecy, Teo thought it was relevant to play the testimony of a white guy who woke up to the Bible and eventually got the encryption key. What? Who cares? And how's this a testimony? And how is knowing who Hebrews are the encryption key? This is bad. Watch this. You listen carefully what he says, okay? Everyone pay attention. Please, carefully.
So I read it cover to cover. I still wasn't reading it with the encryption key, with the lens of who the true Hebrews are. But it wasn't until the second time I went back, because then as I was reading, I would do search on the internet and things and find what other people's interpretations are and see how I felt with that, things like that. Or just
it's okay, I get it. But earlier in the video, the guy says he wanted to just read the Bible for what it was and to not look at other people's interpretations and stuff. And yet he goes online at YouTube videos and finds Hebrews-like videos to find out what they said. It's just, okay, you know?
Doing research. And then the second time, and that's when I stumbled on, it was somebody on YouTube, explaining.
Stumbled on somebody on YouTube. This is why we need to be on YouTube. I want to show that again. Now, you got to understand, this is what happens. People go to YouTube instead of library, and they have conversion by algorithm. Now, this is real. This is why we need to be on here putting out this content. Now, real quick caveat, guys. Understand, these are not one Westers, so this may be what appears to be a white man, okay? However, these group of Hebrews-lights do not think he's going to necessarily have to be doomed for slavery for eternity, is my understanding. Meaning, they believe he can be saved if he humbles himself, recognize true Israelites are, he can be a sort of a lesser brother in the kingdom, okay? So I just need you guys to understand that they're not using the testimony of someone they don't think can be saved. They have a somewhat different view than a One West view, okay? But nonetheless, the One Westers will also use testimony of white guys and stuff like that, even though they'll say, look, even Esau's recognizing the truth, you know what I mean? And they'll say he'll get less lashes in the kingdom or something like that. So this is a common tactic.
I stumbled on, it was somebody on YouTube, explaining, breaking it down. It's another YouTube channel. I didn't find Teo Ministries until about 1.5 years ago.
Now, look, this is where he describes it as a testimony. He plays the whole thing, you know what I mean? Now, check this out. Listen to this. Check this out. This shows their mentality. Basically, it's like my man G-Con said. He recently made a post where he said, accept that black folks are Israelites as your Lord and Savior. I forget exactly how I worded it. But it's like, people like, hey, accept Jesus Christ as your Lord and Savior. These dudes, it's like, accept that the black folks in America are Israelites as your Lord and Savior. That's what we have to recognize. That's the confession. Romans 10:9-10. That's what you got to, say. Judah Lion, why are you being so spicy up in there, bro? Just relax. Oh, my goodness. Relax there, Judah Lion. Hey, Brother George, all the way from Australia, says, congrats on the 20K. It's funny how they need a white guy to validate them. These Gentiles need to understand Jesus came for all, praise God. And guys, remember, Brother George is a former GOCC camp leader in Australia. We're going to get him back on the program. Last time we had him was a powerful testimony, but there's a little bit of technical problems, so I do want to get him back on, and him and I have been talking. He's a great brother, and just pray for him. Really, really pray for him. He's got a lot of weight on his shoulders, you know what I'm saying? A lot of weight on his shoulders, you know what I'm saying? All right, so let's continue. K-Dub, this dude's, you're wilding out, bro.
What his testimony was, because if you take the leap.
Testimony, hear that? Oh, Al Moretta is being totally inappropriate. What a slur, Al Moretta. Go ahead and block Al Moretta. We're not gonna put up with that. If you come back, you'll have to come back as a fake account. But it's funny. Look at the slur Al Moretta gave to me, and all the while he's got a pink avatar. Al Moretta here is trying to diss me. This is the last time you're gonna be seen because you're blocked now, Al Moretta. And yet he's the one with a pink avatar. Hey, Al, pink looks great on you, buddy.
The pure heart as this brother has.
Pure heart. You got to have pure heart to recognize that that they're the true Israelites. Hear that? Testimony, pure heart. I mean, they make it like salvation up in here.
Right? Which without bias to go in and use the key.
Use the key. So Jacoba affirms this man's idea that recognizing black folks as the true Israelites is the key to understanding the Bible. This is why Hebrew Israelism is a mess.
As he mentioned, the encryption key that unlocks the prophecies, which is that
hey, Jacoba, does it unlock the 400-year prophecy? Oops.
Negro is the true Hebrew Israelite of the Bible. If you use that key, the Bible opens up to you. Now, you brothers out there, which don't make sense to me, because there's white people who have more of a humble spirit to look into these things than some of our own people, which is ignorance. Okay?
Notice, you don't agree with them, they got names for you no matter what color you are, you know?
They have a humble spirit to look at it like Brother Rob. To look into it, to use the key and give his testimony that, hey, I can see now. I didn't believe it before, but now that I have the key, the Bible's open.
Julius, you are irritating now. I see you defending the guy. I don't think you understand. There's a little bit of humor involved with this. I'm going to put you on timeout. Hopefully you can come back and be cool, guys. So make sure that one dude's blocked. Let's put Julius Williams on timeout. I'll let you guys go ahead and run these folks. You go ahead and you can be a little trigger happy tonight because tonight they're kind of being wild, you know.
Up to me, but you want to make it about race. You all want to make it like Israelites are about race, but you about race. You're a hypocrite. You're a freaking hypocrite, dude.
You're a freaking hypocrite, dude.
And you know who I'm talking about. You're a hypocrite. You want to make it about race. And it's not about race. It's about an awakening, and it's about the move of God.
Somebody sounds a little bit emotional. Hey, thank you, Madeline G. Appreciate that. Shout out to you.
So if we bring a black person on, it's about race. If we bring a white brother on who gives his testimony about how he awoke, it's race.
Settle down. Yo, dude, no one's talking about race. We're talking about the 400-year prophecy. What does the 400-year prophecy have to do with race? Oh, I get it. You guys are racing as fast as you can to see who can be the newest member of the 400-year false prophecy club. Gotcha.
People are tripped.
Now, this is why, we have problems with these dudes. They start getting into soteriology now, and it's all muddled about what salvation is. This is only one clip, but I'm just going to play this real quick here. What exactly... K-Dub, listen to this real quick. I want you to... K-Dub, you're good on soteriology. I'd like you to especially listen to what this guy says here and tell me what verses maybe, you like, do you see the problems with this? I do, because this seems really, really, really confusing. Check this out, K-Dub, what this guy says about soteriology. Or, I'm sorry.
This is the problem.
Yeah, it's Teo. It's Teo talking, yeah.
In the modern church, they use grace. They use grace to avoid righteousness. Okay, they use it the wrong way. Grace is not to avoid righteousness. Grace is so you can get righteous. You're supposed to pursue him in love, humbleness, and seeking him to purge you and make you more like Jesus.
What? So you can get righteous? Don't we need Christ's righteousness as a gift? Romans 4. What then shall we say was gained by Abraham, our forefather, according to the flesh? For if Abraham was justified by works, he has something to boast about, but not before God. For what does the scripture say? Abraham believed God, and it was counted to him as righteousness. This is called imputed righteousness. Grace saves. And part of the gift of salvation is the fact that Christ's righteousness is imputed into our account on our behalf. That's what union in Christ does. Now to the one who works, his wages are not counted as a gift, but as his due. And to the one who does not work, but believes in him who justifies the ungodly, his faith is counted as righteousness. We're not getting righteous. Now, he's trying to talk about sanctification, but this is the problem that Rome makes as well. And just because you're Roman Catholic doesn't mean I hate you. There's a serious problem in the church's official teaching about soteriology. There is a muddling, a conflation of sanctification and justification. And these Hebrew Israelites who claim they're not down with Rome make the same exact mistake. Now, let me show you this. Verse 6. Just as David also speaks of the blessing of the one to whom God counts righteousness apart from works. This dude just went into a spiel about works in regards to righteousness, but look what this says. Verse 7. Blessed are those whose lawless deeds are forgiven. Oh, thank you, Lord, for lawless deeds being forgiven, and whose sins are covered. That's atonement, ladies and gentlemen. Blessed is the man who's against whom the Lord will not count his sin. So instead of counting our sin against us, he counts us righteousness as in Christ. And look at this, 2 Corinthians 5:21. I want to show you this. Shout out to Mr. Phil Fox, by the way. Shout out to you, and shout out to Natalie there. Okay, check this out, what this says. Boom, 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 boom. For our sake, he made him to be sin who knew no sin, so that in him we might become the righteousness of God. Oh, that's too good. God imputed our sin and guilt to Christ. He made him to be sin, 2 Corinthians 5:21 says. And similarly, but even better, likewise, you could say that he imputes unto us the righteousness of Christ. This righteousness is foreign, it's alien, it is not our own. This is to all who believe in Christ. He bore the sins of those who believe, and now he regards and he treats these believers, us, the elect, chosen, the church, Christians, as having the legal status of righteousness. The Greek word there comes out of the Dika word group, and if you looked at it, you would see that's what it's a beautiful thing to have that imputed to us. This righteousness belongs to us now because we are in him. This is called union in Christ. Beautiful benefits flow out of that union. We are in Christ. The Bible talks about it a lot. Important preposition. This righteousness of God has been imputed to us, ladies and gentlemen, if you're a believer. It's the righteousness of Christ that we receive through him. This righteousness and this new legal status belongs to who? Jesus Christ. Why? Because he lived a perfect life. He knew no sin, and he has not just the human nature but the God nature. Dual natures, God man. That's why he's able to do this. He's got to have both. Athanasius pointed out a long time ago, African church father Athanasius. This is the heart of the doctrine of justification. God regards or counts believers as forgiven and then declares and treats us as forgiven. Why? Because God the Father has imputed, notice this is Trinitarian, the believer's sin to Christ, and then God the Father likewise imputes the righteousness of Christ to the believer. This is amazing. Isaiah 53:11 says, the righteous one, my servant, shall make many to be accounted righteous. Isaiah 53:11 backs it up. This is beautiful. Now, shout out to you. If you gave a super chat when I was reading that, I missed it, but I got to play the next one here. Here again, listen to this. Listen to this about the 400 years being up. Sounds like the prophecy to me.
And now our 400 years is up. You can
400 years is up. He's still doing the 400 years thing. Okay, then you are saying the 400 years prophecy is being fulfilled. Let's have a debate and you show how it was being fulfilled.
The 400 years is a joke. All I know. I've seen so many things happen in these last 2 years where it's unimaginable, right?
What? This is his evidence?
The wickedness has escalated beyond imagination. Natural disasters are off the scale.
What?
The climate, the weather, everything is off, and they tell you it's global warming to hide the judgment of the Most High.
What? Now listen to Sister E, what she says. This is fascinating to me. Fascinating. This is the mentality of these folks, unfortunately, it seems.
For people to get in their feelings because we're calling ourselves Israel, man.
Sister E, I don't know if you misunderstood what's happening here. Number one, your man was just in his feelings. I mean, I know you heard that rant. I know you were sitting there thinking, this dude's in his feelings. Your man's in his feelings, number one. Number two, No one's bothered by you just calling yourself Israel. If that's all that was happening here, okay. But let me ask you this. Where in the 400 years of video did we say anything about because you call yourself Israel? If you were not calling yourselves Israel and just did this whole 400 years thing, we'd still have to call you out. Now, I don't know what your perspective is, but I'm talking about your cohorts. You're doing a show defending this 400-year prophecy. Do you believe in it? If you do, what is it? Tell us. Show us the verse. Show us the fulfillment, please.
Well, you look at the Bible and the things that transpire, but you know what? People are not going to believe it. And I'm at a point in life where I really don't care. I just wanted us to have this dialogue. I'm going to continue my walk because I don't owe the urban apologist an explanation. I don't owe vocab an explanation. I don't owe Cherry Love. I don't owe G-Man, G-Con, Faithful to God. I owe them nothing. No explanation. That's all I'm supposed to do is walk in love.
We don't need an explanation for why you think an Israelite. We can talk about that later. But do you have an explanation for this 400-year prophecy? What is the reason you think it's a thing? Whoever's on the panel, because you're the one hosting it. And how do you think it's being fulfilled? If you think it's false, why are you hosting this panel defending the 400-year prophecy? The video I made was not about who's Israel. It's about what is this 400-year prophecy and is it really coming to pass? I mean, come on.
We're talking about the things that these nations have done.
What? No, we're not. What? This is not even a complete thought. We're talking about the things these nations have done. No, we're not. No one was talking about that. And you weren't even talking about that just now. You were talking about something different. You guys, you know, we had a premiere train on Friday where each video would go on every half an hour. K-Dub was part of it. It was dope. Boom, boom. The video played all day long. There's a premiere train. You guys got to learn how to have a train in your thoughts where it follows, you know? It makes sense. It lines up. So much helter-skelter scatterbrain.
To black people in general, to the black family.
And here is where they show their true colors. Watch what they say about Sister Cherry here. Shout out to Sister Cherry. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this.
I want to see vocab have that same energy.
Yeah.
Jews. I want to see that.
And you sound like a one-wester when we critique your bad theological positions, when we come after the false 400-year prophecy. What do y'all do? You need to come after the Jews. I don't know. Did any Jews, Sephardic, Ashkenazi, Yemeni, Iraqi, wherever, did any Jews have a false 400-year prophecy? Tell me if they did. Maybe we need to have a conversation with them. Notice this discussion is supposed to be about the 400-year prophecy. That's what the video is about. That's what your response is supposed to be about. You put it in the title. Anybody promoting the false 400-year prophecy? Let's have that conversation because you guys certainly won't debate it.
Still to have that same energy with the other individuals that are non-melanated. They say that they're Jews.
And I still want to see vocab on your show, Sister E. I want to see vocab on here. I want to see Faithful to God on here. I don't care about that woman. But let's get
look at this. They think this is cool. I don't get why she laughs at that. Talking about Sister Cherry. I want to see Faithful to God. I don't care about that woman. Like this is this dude talking? Like, is this cool?
See Faithful to God on here. I don't care about that woman. But let's get guys on here. If they want truth, let's get them on here. Let's debate this. You bring your evidence and I'll bring mine, but I know you're not because you've been running for over a year. So, you know, but I'm gonna put it out there anyway.
Watch this.
And you know what? Somebody make a point, right? It don't matter if we write about the 400 years. That's secondary.
It doesn't matter if we're right about the 400 years. It would show you're a false teacher. It would call serious question. It already is. It calls seriously into question your discernment ability, your exegetical ability, your historical understanding, your ability to understand context, your ability to apply the Bible. It matters if you're right or not. And you're not right. That's why you won't debate it. So now you're trying to minimize it. If it's such a minimal thing, why all the blogs? Why the subtitle of Dante's book? Why all the videos? It doesn't even matter if we're right. What?
Right? That's secondary, because it all matters is whether or not what we're saying is true, whether or not we are who we say we are, because there's prophecies associated with those people.
This dude just said it doesn't matter if we're about the 400-year prophecy. It matters if we're right about this other prophecy. Are you right about prophecies? You know, if you notice in that video, I talked about the false prophecies of the Jehovah's Witnesses and the Mormons. A group of former Mormons out there in Mesa, Arizona, put together this little booklet I got. I don't know if you can get this online, but man, this is a great little booklet by concerned Christians. Picked it up when they had the Mesa headquarters out there. Good folks. False Prophecies of Joseph Smith. Did a great job. Jim Robertson is a OG here in the Arizona scene in regards to Mormon apologetics. This thing has got false prophecy after false prophecy of Joseph Smith. His whole claim is that he restored the church because he was a true prophet. If it can be shown, as it clearly is, that he is a false prophet, then his idea about the prophecies he gave about other important matters are called into question. Same thing with the Jehovah's Witness. I got a good book here called The Watchtower Files. And in this book, there's a ton of scans from their own articles. Like, these are their own articles scanned into this book, including a bunch of their false prophecies right here in this book. You can read the literature for yourself. You see, I've used this multiple times. It matters, man. I mean, does it matter if the Jehovah's Witnesses and Mormons are false prophets? Of course it matters.
That's the thing. Now, whether or not 400 years failed, as Mr. Vocab stated, then I guess time will tell, won't it?
Yeah, 2019 will tell. And then August 20th, 2020 will tell. That's it. You can't stretch it on into infamy. You can't be like Buzz Lightyear to infinity and beyond. A certain point tells, and then it's done telling because the year is over. That's why I made the video in the beginning of 2020. But tell us, what exactly is a 400-year prophecy? Because you're saying it's the rise of pestilence and judgment upon America specifically, or the world stage law. I mean, you include Iran in your video like that was something. And then we got over here. Oh, Trey Day, you're gone. Oh, you're a Sakari member. No wonder you're speaking that way. Block Trey Day. Block Trey Day all day, every day. You know, you try not to laugh. It's so sad because these are real people who are just confused and deceived, you know?
Now, I'm going to say this.
Please do.
I believe the 400-year prophecy applies to us, and I believe it applies to our captivity.
So he does hold to a 400-year prophecy. Stop going back and forth. What exactly is the 400-year prophecy? You seem to have a different version than Dante, yet you'll still hold to it. So you guys can't even agree within your group. And is it being fulfilled or not? You both think it is, but then you want to, like, come on, bring it. Bring what you have. Debate it. Or at least make some videos where you really, you know.
Now, guess what? If we still here, hey, we still here.
Now, that's weird. If we're still here, notice in my video, I said that a minority within it said that it was Jesus coming back. And I said other ones believe, you know, there's going to be people leaving. It's just weird. What does it mean we're still here? Are you saying now it's not just the judgment, Teo, but you're saying it's going to be Hebrews supposedly leaving America? Is that what you're saying? If we're still here? Like, break it out what you mean. And that's weird that he just said that. If we're still here? So what if you are still here in August 21st, 2020? Bro, you're lost in the sauce, man. Go back to square one. I say it with all due respect. Like, have humility when you make a mistake. This could be an important time in your life where you realize you're messing up in this stuff, man. And this is important stuff. Please.
I'm going to say this. If you go look at our prophecy teachings, going back years, a lot of the stuff we've taught is coming to pass.
Boom. All right. Everyone help me remember this. I need to write this down. We're 17:43 into this video. Okay, I'm gonna need to put this in here because I'm gonna play again what he just said here, and I'm gonna call him on this. I'm gonna call him so bad on this.
And I believe it applies to our captivity. Now, guess what? If we still here, hey, we still here. But I'm gonna say this. If you go look at our prophecy teachings, going back years, A lot of the stuff we've taught is coming to pass.
Okay. We're going to leave that screen there. And now we're going to go over to share a screen. It's probably going to take a second to get this right, okay? So just bear with me for a second here. What? Why is that other stuff on there? How did that get... What in the world? This is old. That's strange. Okay. What am I showing on the screen? I'm gonna be showing Dante Fortsun's book that I picked up recently. All right, here it is. As the Days of Noah Were. See the book there? As the Days of Noah. Let's go to the cover here. This is by Dante Fortsun. You guys can see it on the screen here. The Sons of God and the Coming Apocalypse. Minister Dante Fortsun. Okay. 2010, 2013. So 7 years ago was apparently the latest edition of this. Okay. Table of contents. Now let's go back to where I was. Okay. I'm going to go back to where we were here. Let me see. How do we find it? There's probably a good way to find it. Okay. Let's see here. Okay. All right. Now here's what I need to show you guys. Need to get rid of this as well. Okay, this is large enough. Okay, let me make this a little bit bigger here. So I am going to go back to what you said, okay? So this is in Dante Fortsun's book called As the Days of Noah. And under this section, an unconditional promise, I'm going to read this to you, okay? Everyone paying attention? Here, let me fix one other thing here on the screen here. I got a couple things I need to fix. Okay, bear with me. This will be worth it because it's going to show, well, all kinds of errors with what these guys have been teaching for a hot minute, okay? All right, let's read this here. All of what we refer to as Bible prophecy is just a series of promises made by God to man. God's plan was prior. He reveals the prophecies in historical time, but they're really his ordinations coming to pass, meaning what he has ordained prior to any of us even being here. And it's just those things coming to pass. But, I mean, I know what you're trying to say, but it's not exactly right, but whatever. All right. So continue on with this, all right? During the days of Lot, God made one interesting promise that may have been fulfilled not too far in the recent past. So this dude is going to say there's a prophecy given to Lot that is being fulfilled. But then notice, may. So why do these guys even teach on prophecy? In the same day the Lord made a covenant with Abram, saying, unto thy seed have I given this land, from the river of Egypt unto the great river, the river Euphrates, Genesis 15:18. When do you think he is going to say, Dante Fortsun, this was fulfilled? This dude is going to say it was fulfilled by Israel. What? I thought they were because notice it says, unto thy seed. Unto thy seed. Well, Abram's seed, do you believe they're in the land now? See, you don't believe they're in the land now, so how could it be fulfilled here? Because watch what he says. Watch what it says. Watch this, guys. This is significant. Understand, he's saying Abraham's seed, okay? Watch this. There are people that make the claim that this was fulfilled during the time that Moses and Joshua began taking the promised land. However, so he disagrees with that. It is Jesus who lived under both Moses and Joshua that pointed back to this period of time as an example of what we should be aware of. Remember, this is Dante Fortsun's book. If we look at the map to the left, we can see how much territory Israel captured after being attacked on June 6, 1967. Now, Dante, do you think the people in the land of Israel are the descendants of Abram? If not, then how could they be fulfilling this prophecy? When the dust settled, Israel controlled everything between the Nile and Euphrates. This could all be a huge coincidence. He loves to do this. Or there could be something to it. He did this on his blog as well, the 400-year prophecy. Are you guys following? There are some that regard the 1967 invasion as the start of the countdown leading to the last generation of Earth. If that is true, so he gives some credence to this, it gives us 3 time frames in which many believe the end will come. In order to calculate these dates, so Dante Fortsun has been into playing with dates for a while. And he's been wrong again and again and again. And notice none of these are 2019 or 2020. Are you guys seeing what's on the screen with this guy? Are you guys seeing this? Pay attention to this man's book right here. I know he's going to say, I've changed my mind since then. That's my guess. I mean, these are his books. He's probably taken offline. I don't know. If that is true, it gives us 3 times frame in which many believe the end will come. In order to calculate these dates, we will be using the traditional model of 40 years for a generation and the biblical model of 70, 80 years for a generation, Psalm 90:10. So 1967 plus 40 is 2007. 1967 plus 70 is 2037. And 1967 plus 80 is 2047. It is important to note that these speculations means nothing because there is no guarantee that the countdown clock started in 1967 or 1948 for that matter. Then why are you doing this? Why are you wasting space on it? However, we need to be fully aware of what is being taught in some Christian circles. If 1967 was the start of the countdown clock, we should soon see the culmination of human history within the next few decades. Okay. So we looked at what else you've been teaching on prophecy. With Dante, and I mean, is that what's hot? Is that what it's about? All right, we got to play the rest of this video, ladies and gentlemen. Just let me skip to the right time frame here. Just gotta get on it real quick. All right. All right. Da 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 da.
Hey, we still here. But I'm gonna say this.
Here we go.
If you go look at our prophecy teachings,
We just
going
did.
back years,
We did.
a lot of the stuff we've taught is coming to pass.
Okay.
Many people in this forum who listen to Teo can tell you that.
So we're supposed to trust him, I guess. They got a good track record. Listen to what he says. Listen to what he says. This is amazing. This dude is going to critique the video, which he clearly never watched. Clearly, he never watched the 20-minute video he's on the panel to discuss. Or his memory's really bad. He needs to take some ginkgo or something. You know
Elton Johnson, right? He said the 400 years does matter. Well, maybe it matters to you, right? Maybe it matters to you. But you ain't say that when they were talking about them Left Behind series. You was up there buying them books and going to them conferences, right?
Yeah. Oh, man. Not all evangelicals agree with the Left Behind eschatology. I distinctly don't. That got plenty of critique. Ken Candegraph, for example, went after that stuff hard. He isn't the only one. Gary DeMar. I mean, there's a ton. That's like a late kind of Western thing, you know. I'm not saying that eschatology is all wrong, but a lot of it I think is a problematic. It's a problem. So this dude is talking to someone in the chat saying, well, 400 years does matter, you know. And then he goes on to say, oh, you was down with the Left Behind series. He's a way to change it. Yeah, Old Hickory, Kirk Cameron, and Chris Gossett.
But because, you know, you say, well, that was somebody's prophecy book. You knew that was their interpretation, right? That's what they see in the scriptures. But now we say, hey, here's what we see in the scriptures. Oh, now you're predicting, you're giving a prophecy. We never gave a prophecy. We gave an interpretation of what we see in scripture. There's a difference.
We never gave a prophecy. Okay, then why are you telling us to evaluate your prophecy teachings from the past? And why do you use the phrase 400-year prophecy? What in the world? Yeah, Alton Johnson, he was talking about you because I remember him. He said your name in it. He said Alton. If you listen to that clip real quick, so you were in there. That's good. You were talking to them, bro. For real. I don't know who you are. I don't know if we met, but shout out to you. You were doing a good job repping. I'm glad that you got him to bring that out and say that. Shout out to you, Alton.
And I really have a problem with people who are ignorant enough not to realize the difference, right? Maybe you all need to go back to school 101 and start at elementary level again.
Insult.
Because you can't reason well.
Oh, no,
Something's wrong with your mind.
They clearly know the difference. It's just a tactic, right?
I think this is Mr. Black Cactus or the Yacoba guy? Forget which one. Let's see
No
what he says.
intention at going after truth. There was an attempt to twist what you were saying to get a certain audience to go against you. That was the goal.
This guy knows our goals and motivations. Somebody give this man a crystal ball. Well, I guess he doesn't need one.
Okay, that was the goal. They never once took your sayings and played them for people.
We never once played your sayings. I literally played clips from the video, which Teo mentioned earlier in it. So are you even paying attention to your own panel, bro? Who's seen the 20-minute video? Did I not play clips from Teo? Yes, I did. What is this dude talking about? These dudes are just out there, man. Out there.
Well, they never took the screenshots of what you your PowerPoint and said.
I literally took screenshots from his PowerPoint. What is he talking about? We went we put a lot of effort into that video to heavily source it. We showed source after source. We showed Dante's blogs. We showed memes. We played audio clips. We showed their PowerPoint. We drew stuff out. We circled stuff. I mean, how could you get so much wrong so frequently and not realize it? I don't know.
What he said. They didn't do that.
Yeah, we did.
So obviously it was meant to purposely dissuade people and confuse people and, not share the truth. It was obvious, right?
Oh man, I misspelled that. But listen to this. This is interesting. It should be said that. My bad. Check this out. You guys will dig this right here.
We haven't moved from it. And if you look at our opinion, none of us said in 400 years we're going to leave here. No.
Then why did Teo just say, we'll see when the 400 years are up if we're still here? Well, then whelp. He literally just said that earlier in the show. He said, when the 400 years, well, if we're still here, why would he say if we're still here? Did she not hear him earlier? It's this panel. It's like, not only do they not pay attention to the video they're responding to by me, not only do they not pay attention to the scriptures, they don't even pay attention to each other on their own panel. They don't even know what they're saying. It's like their attention span is shorter than a midget on his knees.
You said in 400 years, we're going to start seeing the judgment of the nations. That's when I look at that scripture, that's what I see. And after the judgment and everything transpired, then there will be an exodus. So
Lordy, help us. Listen to this. Oh, man.
Right? So when it comes to us standing for the 400 years, as we said, it is our opinion. Okay? It is our opinion. It doesn't have to happen. But like I said in the beginning, you see all these signs increasing. The Bible told you.
So now he's going to try to defend it again. After saying it's opinion, and then he tries to defend it again.
There's birth pains. And you see all these things happening, the earthquakes, the tornadoes, the storms, the locusts, the blood waters, the pestilence. You see all these things happening at the same time, and they just so happen to look a lot like those plagues that happened before the first Exodus. I'm just saying, maybe we're right.
And on top of that, the whole world has morally moved away from the word of God in agreement. The whole world. They moved away from the morality of the scriptures. So that on top.
When a bunch of folks were enslaving Africans during the whole transatlantic slave trade, were they up in the word of God then? They were really, believing in the word of God then? I mean, come on, really. When is the world?
Top of the natural disasters and everything else that's happening. All that kicked off really heavy in 2019, right? Really, when them 4 blood moons happened in 2015.
Okay, John Hagee. It's funny, they just made fun of the Left Behind stuff, and now they're referring to the 4 blood moons as if it's some kind of legit thing.
It was like after that, all kind of stuff just started escalating and escalating.
And like we said, you don't have to believe it, and we don't have to convince you. We're not here to try to convince you. Believe what you want. We're sharing what we believe God showed us to you, and you can eat it or spit it out. But guess what? Like I said, sit back, relax, and watch. And we will see over time who's correct.
That sounds like a promise, bro. Listen to this. This is just so bizarre.
If you lie on me, I'm going to confront you.
Then stop lying on me. And how? Never mind.
Don't come and say, Minister Yacoba said X, Y, and Z, unless you got proof. Don't put me out of context, right? Because I'm going to come and confront you. Okay? I say what I say. Everything I have is out there, right? I always have caveats in the beginning of my video when I'm teaching prophecy.
The caveat should be, warning, the teaching you're about to digest may be bad for your spiritual health as well as mental sanity. It should be like one of those Surgeon General warnings. That should be the kind of caveat he has.
May not happen, but this is what I see. Based upon things that may happen, we may be out of here. Maybe. What does...
Based upon things that happen, we may be out of here, maybe. And she just said none of us are saying that we're going to leave when the prophecy's fulfilled. Did you guys just catch that? She said none of us are saying that we're going to leave at the 400 years. He's saying based upon certain things that happen, we may be out of here, and then sing songs that maybe. But they are literally, do they not see they're saying two different things? None of us, except the person on your panel, saying it. I mean, this is bizarre, man. This is just bizarre. Listen to this again.
There, right? I always have caveats in the beginning of my video when I'm teaching prophecy. It may not happen, but this is what I see. Based upon things that may happen, we may be out of here. Maybe. What does that mean? That means I don't know. That means it's a guess.
It means I don't know. You could not write this script. You can't make this up. We got 1 minute left. Listen to the end, what she says here.
And Vocab. The offer is still open for a debate. I know.
Vocab. You know, he's so respectful. You know, he's such a you know, he's. Hey, watch this real close. I'm gonna replay this. Is Sister E falling asleep on this brother? Look at her eyes real carefully. Watch these. I think that's why she doesn't know what he's saying. She's falling asleep on her own panel. Hey, I sometimes go live when I'm tired. That's why I got this coffee right here. Listen to what watch her eyes and listen to what he says. Watch, she about to fall asleep.
And Vocab. The offer is still open for a debate. I know you're not going to take it because you've been running for over a year. But I'm going to put it out there again. Since you like to lie on us, come up here on Sister E's channel and let's do this thing.
And my email, if you want to do this, whatever your name is, sir.
You know what my name is. You put it in the title of your video, ma'am. Whatever my name is, you know what it is. You put it in the title of your video. I haven't name called you the whole time. I'm not going to. But come on now.
Vocab. I'm gonna be nice. Vocab. But my email address is sister, and spell it as sister, SESTERE .letstalk@gmail.com.
And that, ladies and gentlemen, was an amazing exercise in absolute insanity. Now, did somebody go over there and check out what Fortune was saying or whatever? I don't know if you did. It'd be nice if you guys let me know. But with that being said, you know what time it is. It's this time. One, two, switch the view. Coming through the avenue. Plus street on the Soko beat. I rock the microphone, beat the feet, yeah. I rockin' the funky, jumping up and down, call me a monkey. Yeah, kinda spunky, punky Brewster. Peep it out now, I got the Brewster. Cold brew, mic check 1, 2. The come with vocab, got the SA crew. Essays like we was essays, write essays for day. Get the super chat pay, Yahweh, hey, what you say today? Willie Mays catch today to Sunday. Only one way to go to heaven. Jesus the Christ, unleavened. Bread without sin, I'm be winning again. Turn the beat up loud like up to 10 for the William and men. What's up, my friend? Julius Williams wants to call me, man, yo. Maybe a little after 10. Here we go again, got the juice, no gin. Got the juice like Tupac in the 90s. Yes, y'all, come and find me. Phoenix, Arizona, that's where I roam. Vocab Malone from the top of the dome. I spit this poem on the microphone. You know who I serve? Jehovah Shalom. Yes, y'all, that's the divine name. Except except no J. Thank God he came. Incarnation, he made it rain. Yes, yes, y'all, he brought that pain upon the cross, so I'm not lost. I'm a hog, so call me the boss, like Boss Hog with the ill dialogue. Yes, y'all, just like a fog, I'm Frogger going through the traffic. Got the beat, now I got a hat trick like Wayne Gretzky. So let me grab the mic and spin around like get let's be dizzy. Since 1993, yes indeed, try to be an MC, having a little pity party. 400-year false prophecy, no stopping me. I'm stopping the beat, rock the microphone, and I'm feeling unique. I'm freaking on average, plus the basis. Can't deal with me, call me a racist. That's an old playbook from Satan. He's the one that I'm hating. Yeah, I'm waiting, beat making. Me tap again, my friend needs some water. Shout out to him, Sunshine, for the live chat. Shout out to Liza J too. This ain't next is my main man, Mr. Mikey, out there in San Diego. Shout out to you, bro. You got some dope beats as well. What's the mark of the beast? Bring in the brand new beat. Like the sun with the heat, yeah. Taste defeat like Kunta Kinte. Yes, y'all, holiday. No, it ain't. Hey, yo, I serve Yahweh. Jesus Christ, the only way. Thank God I'm saved. He may be brave, getting kinda crazy like it was a rave. Yeah, but not a raven. Back in the day I was misbehaving, but he saves men and saves women. People down now, I'm feeling again for the word of God. It's not so odd. Yeah, got an SA squad, got a SA squad apologist. Hey yo man, where's my wallet, kids? I can't find it. Need something to eat. Thanks So Gold for bringing the heat like Phoenix summer. Looking dumber. Back in the day, you know I was a bummer. Jim Carrey, vocabulary. Rock the microphone, go to seminary. Go in a library, check out a book. Yes, y'all, taking a look at a crook. Who's that? Dante 400. Uh-oh, we got smoke like he's blunted. What you want, kid? Wanna do this? People out now, I'm not new to this. You get exposed like what? A new diss. Colony, Ollie, oxen free. You're really not free in slavery. So yes, indeed, I'm freaking the beat like Freak Nick in old Atlanta. Call me Atlanta, got the gift, ayo, my Lanta. Need the medicine, here I come again, etc. and again. That's aspirin when you got a headache. The beat is dope, it's like an earthquake. That makes an earthquake, it makes you all shake. Yes, y'all, it's just like cake, cause it's that easy. So please believe me, I'm Italian, so you know I'm greasy. Get the massive pores with a big hole. Call me hand swole. I'm just chillin', check it out now, Satan's the villain. Yeah, don't be leading children astray today. Thank God I'm saved, I said it already, but I got to pray. When I fall short, you know he forgives. Yes indeed, because he lives. You know he gives me the grace to run the race. Say yo, bring the bass, I'm picking up the pace. I tie my lace inside my Adidas. Love Jesus because he frees us. He sees us like he has some goggles. Yo, I gotta hit the throttle. Then I waddle like a penguin. Yeah, then I got the pin again, my friend. Pull like the pin like it was a grenade. Hey, rhyming since the 4th grade. Now I'm paid from my job. That's for real. I make your head nod. Yeah, it's time to rock. You know we got the doctrine for the block. We just don't stop. We got the logic like Spock. Here we come again. It ain't no crock. All right. Yeah. All right, last one, y'all. We're gonna be done after this. We change the numbers on this joint. Bring in that beat, Soko. Yeah. All right. Yeah. All right. Yeah. All right. Yeah. 1, 2. Mic check. Shout to Mr. Next. He's got more flavor than a box of wheat checks. Yeah, plus he got my respect. I'm not an inspector, but I'm hitting the deck. The tape deck, yes, and the beat is fresh. Yes, indeed. You know what I love? I love to read. It's the ESV. In my right hand, I go to sleep, put it beside the nightstand. My man could be the Mr. White man or the black man. Don't really matter, my man. Give you the hand, give you the 5. People out now, we all the way live. Yeah, I don't drink and drive unless it's the coffee, so I survive. And now I thrive, this is how I do. I'm so alive, like Johnny 5, but not a robot. I transform like I was a go-bot in a go-kart, John Mark art. Here I come again, light up the dark. I spark it, yeah, like it was a lighter. Here we go again, be a spiritual fighter. Right beside her, to defend the women and the men. We can take it on the chin. Jesus the Christ made us born again. 2 Corinthians 5, my man. Verse 17, especially says we're a new creature, especially me. Was a butterfly, used to be a cocoon, and then something in the middle, monsoon, meaning a storm. The beat is so warm. Here we go now, we got to transform. Romans 12, the 2nd verse. Kick this beat, kill it, make it dead in a hearse. The beat's so sick, we need that nurse. Here we go again, we will not curse. Ah! I need some water again, hold on. All right, y'all. Shout out to everybody. Vocab Malone signing out. Shout out to Soko for the beat. We are going to end with the outro. Nah, we'll just end with this beat. Don't forget to visit cybercityconference.com. That's the website. Don't forget to check out the store. You can find the information on Instagram. Follow me there at Vocab Malone. Shout out to Dante and all y'all. It is not hate, it's all love. Shout out to Soko for the beats. Peace out. God bless. Shalom, y'all. Make apologetics fun again.